Good morning. Happy Sunday. We are back with another book review, and today's book is Robert Crais, The 2-Minute Rule. This book was published in 2006. It's a suspense thriller mystery. I was commented by Professor X, who I'm tagging in this video, and he was very interested in my thoughts about this after reading The Hostage. He wanted to know my take about what I would feel about this. He was kind of cool on the book. I can understand why after reading it, and we'll get right into it. So the overview of the story really is, the plot of the story is mainly around, the title in and of itself, because the 2-minute rule really deals with the fact that most people believe you have about 2 minutes to rob a bank. And that's from the minute that you declare you're robbing the bank. You have about 2 minutes before the alarm's triggered and police are going to be there. And so the main protagonist in this story is Max Holman, and you get to start off the story kind of seeing about how he is being released from prison after doing a 10-year stretch in prison for bank robbery. He robbed several different banks, and so he knows a thing or two when it comes to bank robberies. And his life really takes an interesting curve upon release. You would think that, he's getting acclimated back into society, and he wants to find things out. And he has a son, and he wants to see what's going on with that. And his life gets turned upside down. And lo and behold, not only does his immediate family have major life-changing and altering consequences, but he's also thrust back into a world that he's been trying to avoid and trying to make amends about. And so he is very torn. This is a kind of not only a fast-paced, action-backed story, but you also have a lot of emotional and character-driven content as well. What I really liked about this story, obviously, most of Crais's books that I've read so far, and that's only a couple, they all take place in Los Angeles. Max is a very likable protagonist. Especially as you start to learn more about his story. At first you realize, he has robbed banks, but then when you get to see why he was pinched or caught, you get a different perspective about Max throughout the course of the story, and I think Crais does a really good job with that. I really like the dynamic around Max, but I also like the dynamic around the supporting character, ex-FBI agent Pollard, and she has a special history when it comes to Max Holman, and it's interesting how now their dynamic and relationship has changed and what he kind of means to her. And it's obvious, you get to see Pollard, after the events of her FBI career, and now she's kind of down on her luck and kind of some depression. And the next thing you know, of all people, who is going to give her kind of a second wind when it comes to her career in life? And lo and behold, who it is. I also enjoyed Chi, who is one of Max's old kind of criminal buddies. I definitely liked his character. I thought he was a great supporting character. I even liked crusty old Perry, the landlord at the motel that Max gets set up in after being released. I thought it was done really well. I liked Leeds, who was kind of like the chief deputy of the FBI. I thought he was a really interesting character. Definitely kind of a ball-busting, take charge, but very smart and almost kind of like the smartest guy in the room type thing. I really like that. I like the conclusion around Pollard and Max. I thought it was done really well. There's a couple things I disliked about the book. Obviously, maybe it was just me and how I kind of made my introduction to Crais as a writer, but after reading this and then also reading The Hostage is so fast-paced. I mean, this is slow compared to it, and this is a decently paced book. I mean, I got through this pretty quick. This is a typical thriller. I mean, it's page-turning, but compared to The Hostage, it's not even the same ballpark, in my opinion. There is 2 characters you don't get any resolution, and I thought that was kind of weird. You definitely didn't get any resolution regarding Max's daughter-in-law, and you didn't get any resolution regarding Chi, one of Max's friends, at least to the point that I thought it was done well enough. So those were my 2 dislikes. In terms of excerpts, there's nothing really memorable or lyrical that I wanted to, post out here. But so we'll move on to rating. My rating for this was a 4.1. It's definitely down. I think I rated The Hostage at 4.7. Deservingly so. It's a great book. You should check it out. But this is definitely a good book. I in kind of immediate hindsight, if that's such a thing, but this is definitely a good book, and I think it definitely gets overshadowed by The Hostage. So that's my review. It's a quick one today. Later, I will be having my weekly wrap up, so I hope you are looking forward to that, and have a great Sunday. Thanks.